Silverstone.
And from Woodcote, and look at Barry Sheene doing an absolutely monumental wheelie as the front wheel reared right up and they go down to Cox, lap 1. It's Hartog, it's Will Hartog, the lightning starter. Will Hartog in the white leathers, the Dutch grass farmer, on a Suzuki, and behind him is Ferrari, and behind Ferrari is Barry Sheene in 3rd position, and Sheene going up into 2nd place. What a magnificent start. Hang a straight now at 160 miles an hour, and Roberts takes it. Roberts uses his superior power and blasts past into the lead. Kenny Roberts then, the world champion, who has already won 4 events this year, is the new leader on lap 5 out of 28 in the Marlborough British Grand Prix. Takazumi Katayama is in the pits, and that's the second of the 2 Hondas. Mick Grant out on the very first lap. Katayama and Sheene challenging Hartog for 2nd place as they come down to Woodcote at the end of lap 5. And Hartog's going to retake the lead. And he does so, and a great roar goes up from the crowd. This Dutchman is tremendously popular with the British crowd, this gigantic British crowd. And we're seeing a British Grand Prix the like of which we haven't seen for a very long time. Because just behind these 3 are Virginio Ferrari, 2nd place in the World Championship. Roberts looks over his shoulder. There's Ferrari. And behind Ferrari, who is 4th, it's Van Dulman. And Hartog leads. Hartog leads. Sheene is in 2nd place and Kenny Roberts is in 3rd. And you could put a stopwatch on them, and I've just done so, and the gap between 1st and 3rd is 0.52 seconds, or it was then. Chapel, hanger straight. This is where Roberts took the lead on the previous lap. Sheene leads. Barry Sheene goes through. Marvellous bit of overtaking. Just slid through on the inside of Hartog. And look at the wobble on that bike. Barry Sheene was not at all happy with the handling of his machine in the first 3 sessions of practice. So for the last session, they took a drastic step. Changed the front forks to air springing, and Hartog goes through. A tremendous ding-dong battle between 3 of the top riders today. Hartog, Sheene and Roberts for mastery and the 15 points in the World Championship. Each of them implicitly and absolutely trusting. Hartog, who comes from Aberkek in Holland, a grass farmer. There's Roberts going through. Just for how long? Now, Roberts in 2nd place. But there is a fantastic cat and mouse game going on between these 3. Neither willingly giving an inch to the other, each trusting the other 2. And now Sheene doing it. It could well be that Barry Sheene, yes, at the end of the lap, and the crowd rises, the crowd roars, and Barry Sheene leads at the end of lap 15 down to Cox. Will Hartog dropping back all the time. So the Dutchman is either tired himself, and it's quite, and look at that! Barry Sheene, with absolute effrontery, not only looks over his shoulder, but takes his left clutch hand off the handlebar and waves to Kenny Roberts. And cares Kenny Roberts' answer? Don't you wave at me, young man, because this is what will happen to you. They're coming up to Woodcote at the end of lap 27 to start lap 28. And with that tail ender in front of Barry Sheene, now Kenny Roberts goes through 0.69, 69 hundredths of a second ahead of Sheene, and that could well have decided the race in favour of Kenny Roberts, because Barry Sheene is just far enough behind Roberts, I think. Roberts even stands on the rest a little to look back there, but again he's got 2 tail enders in front of him, and Barry Sheene is indiscernibly gaining. Roberts into Beckett. Sheene behind him. Roberts goes through on the inside of the tail ender, and the tail ender looks to me very much like Gianni Rolando, the Italian rider. Roberts is past him, Sheene is past him, down the hanger straight for the last time. The 28th time in the 28 lap race. Into Stowe Corner for the last time. at 100 miles an hour. It's going to be one of the closest Grand Prix finishes for a very, very long time. Sheene is far enough ahead of Will Hartog not to have to worry about the Dutchman as they go to Club Corner. The last but one right-hander on the circuit because they're coming up to Abbey, and is Barry Sheene going to be able to do anything about it? I doubt it. But Kenny Roberts goes into Abbey. It's that close, you can hardly divide them on the stopwatch. From Abbey up to Woodcote, underneath the bridge is going to be tremendously close as they go into the last corner of the race. This is it, at 130 miles an hour. The checkered flag is out. Kenny Roberts and Barry Sheene is gaining. And there is less than a machine's length in it with a fantastic race, with Will Hartog finishing in third place. And Kenny Roberts won the 1979 Marlborough British Grand Prix at record speed, undoubtedly having shattered the lap record. Barry Sheene has every reason to feel absolutely delighted. At the end of that magnificent race, the gap between Kenny Roberts and Barry Sheene was 3/100ths of a second.